Having sex in a particular position, sex position I mean, and the timing when you do this can actually determine whether you're going to conceive a boy or a girl. Is this right? Well, let's find out. Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel. If you're a returning subscriber, yes, it's been a while and I'm so glad to be back on this channel once again. So if this is your first time joining us on this channel, you're very much welcome.
You're welcome.
Today we are going to be talking about something very important: how you can conceive a baby boy or a baby girl. Trying to conceive a particular gender can be quite concerning, especially in my African culture, where it is believed that a certain gender has to be born in the family, to portray masculinity, to portray inheritance, to continue with the family lineage, things like that. But this is not a valid reason, because children are a gift from God, be it a boy or a girl. But the focus of this video is basically for people that are trying to conceive a particular gender, not because of these reasons, because it doesn't make sense, but because they just want to. So God is the one that gives a boy or a girl, but there are scientific facts that prove that it is possible for you to conceive a particular gender by following certain steps. There are different methods that can increase your chances of having a boy or a girl, which is what we're going to be discussing in this video. The first method here would be the ovulation method. So this ovulation method focuses on the speed of the sperm and the timing of the sexual intercourse. Okay, back to the basics again. The sperm carrying the X chromosome is actually slower in speed, but it has a longer lifespan. I mean that it goes like it slowly moves towards the egg, but it stays more in the female reproductive tract. While the sperm carrying the Y chromosome is faster in speed but has a shorter lifespan, meaning that it doesn't stay longer in the female reproductive tract. Okay, so this is the logic. Try to have sexual intercourse with your male partner as close as possible to your ovulation day. It is the sperm that determines whether a person, a lady, would have a boy or a girl. I bet you didn't know that, right? So here is the science, okay? In a normal biological female, the sex chromosome here is XX, while a normal biological male has the XY chromosome. But, the egg and the sperm, they carry each of this chromosome. I mean, the egg carries the X chromosome specifically, while the sperm carries the X or Y chromosome. So if you have an intimacy with your partner and the sperm carrying the X chromosome fertilizes the egg, you will definitely have a baby girl. But if the sperm carrying the Y chromosome fertilizes the egg, then you're going to have a baby boy. So here's the logic. Try to have sexual intercourse with your male partner as close as possible to your ovulation day, because the sperm survives up to 3 to 5 days within the female reproductive tract when you have an unprotected sexual intercourse, okay? So if you have sex about 2 to 3 days, let's say 2 days to your ovulation, or even on your ovulation day, you're most likely to have a baby boy. You're most likely to conceive a baby boy, because the sperm carrying the Y chromosome is very fast, so it's going to speed up as fast as possible to go fertilize the egg. And how to calculate your ovulation day, I've said that in a previous video before, I don't know, but if you've not watched it, you basically subtract 14 from your cycle length. So if your cycle length is 28 and you subtract 14 from it, so you have 14, so you're definitely going to ovulate on the 14th day. And we all know that the egg, when released during ovulation, survives in the female reproductive tract for up to 12 to 24 hours. So the next day after ovulation, you're still very much fertile, okay? But here we are talking about the timing of sexual intercourse. So if you have sexual intercourse 2 days before your ovulation day, or even a day before or on the day of your ovulation, the chances of having a baby boy is very, very high. But if you have sexual intercourse days before, maybe 4 days before your ovulation day, or even having it days before your ovulation day, the chances of having a baby boy is quite lower. So it is possible that the person may have a baby girl. So I don't know if you understand this logic. So that is basically the thing. So the timing and the speed of the sperm. So in summary, for this ovulation method, if you have sexual intercourse 2 days, a day before or on your ovulation day, the chances of conceiving a boy is higher. But if you have sexual intercourse with your partner 5 days, 4 days, like the farther it is from your ovulation day, the chances of conceiving a baby girl is there. That is basically the ovulation method. However, the success rate of this ovulation method I just discussed now is about 75%. So this is not 100% guarantee that you're going to conceive a boy, but the chances would definitely be higher when you try it out. The next method would be the assisted reproductive techniques. Okay, so here I'm talking about the pre-implantation diagnosis in conjunction with IVF, in vitro fertilization. In this case, the egg and the sperm are fertilized outside of the womb. Okay, so one cell is taken out of the embryo and it is like examined to check the particular chromosome it's carrying. So if it's carrying an X chromosome, then it means it's a girl, but if it is carrying a Y chromosome, it means it's a boy. So this is done for people that desire a particular gender, okay, of a child. So if the X chromosome is there from the embryo and the person wishes to conceive a girl, then this is implanted into the womb of the lady so that the baby would keep growing. But if the couple wishes to conceive a boy, that cell that has been examined and it carries a Y chromosome, so it definitely means that this is going to be a boy, and that cell, or the embryo rather, will be implanted into the womb of the mother so that the baby will keep growing. We've discussed the possible ways to conceive a baby boy or a girl. So now we're going to be talking about myths or theories that people believe increase the chances of conceiving either of this gender, a boy or a girl, which we're going to be debunking some of them. The first one will be sexual position. So people believe that a particular sexual position increases the chance of having a boy or a girl, which is false. Okay, they believe that maybe when you have a particular sexual position, maybe the doggy style, that it enables a deep penetration so that the sperm would be closer to the cervix and fertilization would occur quickly. So that is false. The second one would be people believe that eating diets that are rich in calcium or maybe dairy increases your chances of having a boy. That is also wrong. So there is no correlation, there's no scientific backup to show that the diet you have, be it rich in calcium or any minerals or vitamins, would definitely make you to have a boy. So that is wrong. The last one I'm going to be talking about would be people believe that when the female reaches orgasm first, okay, it makes the environment of the vagina to be very alkaline so that the sperm can swim quickly so that the person can have, fertilization can occur and the person can give birth to a boy. So that is wrong as well. So these three theories are definitely wrong, and there is no scientific backup to show that they work, okay, and that they would increase your chances of having a baby boy. However, if you have other theories that you're confused about, please let me know in the comment section and I'll be discussing them and debunking some more theories that you need to know about. So guys, that brings us to the end of this video. Hope this video was an informative one. Hope you learned something, and I can't wait to see you guys in my next video. And please don't forget to like, comment and hit the subscribe button, and I'll be seeing you guys in my next video. Bye.